Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome back to the channel. I'm just finished listening to the CNBC Investment Club, and we're gonna take some clips from it. We're gonna listen to what they're saying about the market, and I will definitely come back and give you what I think. I think today is a day not to be a hero, but to sit back and wait a little bit. So let's just go take in some from Jim Cramer and the CNB Investment Club, and I will come back and give you
Mixed
my
market.
analysis.
This time the cue is, and we spoke to Eunice Yu this morning, that China's softening its policy, that they're giving new vaccines. We don't know what kind. Maybe there's maybe the reverse mRNA that I know they have to the elderly. And if that works, of course, then they have an out to be able to spread it to the rest of the country. And that moves our stocks up more than anything that happens here, other than if Jay Powell says that we're no longer have to raise, which he's not going to say. So this more positive tone today than yesterday.
All right, guys, just want to jump in here. So if China open, guys, I want you to understand what's going to happen. That means that a lot of your stocks are going to, your SD lot are going to go up and your Starbucks is going to go up. So China do hold the keys to a lot of the stock that the investment club is buying right now. So we go back to the meeting. I just wanted to share that with you. If you're in China and China start to open and you want to invest in Starbucks or other companies, now might be a time to get in, even though I think you could wait till the meeting with the Fed. But let me go back to the club and let me take in some more from what they were saying.
Today, which by the way is a really lousy rebound from how much we were down yesterday, because it's not a seasonally strong week, although the oscillator's down to +2. All adds up to me is just no reason to be hero today, unless the stock is down big.
Yeah, and what else? You know, the headlines out of China can be confusing. They change as it appears every single day. What advice would you give the people at home on just how to approach the day-to-day fluctuations and what's happening in the China reopening?
What's clear is that the Chinese stocks are what people always use. I don't want to recommend those because those numbers are made up. Chinese numbers are made up. They're not audited the way we are. The government manipulates a lot of different things. They've always done this. This is not something new.
The VIE structure is also a problem too. You don't necessarily own the stock. There's an outside interest in it.
But we've been doing it with Starbucks and Estee Lauder. And Starbucks has had a remarkable run. Estee Lauder's come back in. I think Estee Lauder's terrific way to be.
Wynn Resorts too, another strong.
Yes, Wynn has been very strong.
Back near 80.
Now, what's interesting about Estee Lauder, when we talked to Fabrizio Freda, who's the CEO, Ulta reports on Thursday. Now, a few years ago, Estee Lauder decided to let MAC, the biggest seller, into Ulta. And it's been a remarkable hit. So you may have the possibility of getting involved with Estee Lauder at these prices, which we like very much, get a China reopening story, and Thursday's Ulta numbers could be a terrific place.
Right.
Terrific place to get involved. Really for new people who always are trying to figure out what are the ones we really like. I think that Estee Lauder, you buy it all the way down like we did, because this is such a fine company, and we sold it in the 300s. I have great belief that Fabrizio Freda, the fantastic CEO, is going to triumph over this period.
Wynn Resorts is another good example of why you have to buy ahead of the headlines.
Amazing.
Some of the headlines we've seen there is they did get the concession approval over the weekend, and there have been some.
And guys, if you're paying attention and if you're in my Patreon, you would realize that the investment club did buy Estee Lauder at 219. So this 217.12, that might be a good time for you to get in, guys.
Easing in travel restrictions in Macau. Now, of course, what's happening in China hasn't necessarily allowed the flow through of visitors, but things are easing there, and that has been very beneficial to the stock.
I was talking to Becky Quick this morning, and she said, what do I think about the price of oil going up? Again, look, oil is not trading on OPEC+. It's trading on the idea that China will reopen, and therefore their economy is going to move again. Remember, their economy might be growing only at 2%. Their economy used to grow at 6%. You use a lot more oil at 6%, 2%. So oil going higher should not be misinterpreted as OPEC cutting back. Should be real front and center that China's coming back online.
And the charts indicated, we talked about this yesterday, that there does seem to be a level of support around somewhere around $70, $75, which is why we added to Devon yesterday.
Right. Now, there's a misperception that the government, and I've got this from two sources, that the government is going to refill the SPR at 69, 70, 71. All right, here's what they intend to do. They intend to buy a little bit at a time. They are so sensitive to moving gasoline back up, that they don't want to stand there. And they also know that if you stand there, people run ahead of you. Right. So the government is basically trading this much better than you'd expect this inept, when it comes to business administration. So be aware that there may
and
be,
guys,
you may think there's
the
a floor.
club,
I thought that
if
perhaps
you're on Patreon, guys, you would realize that the investment club did buy Devon, that's the oil company that gives an 8% dividend. They bought Devon yesterday at around $60. So if you was in my Patreon, you would have get that notice. So if you guys in my Patreon, please look out for these alerts, because I think oil is a little bit, so you'll be paying a little bit more if you're just getting the news. So let's just go back, guys, and hear what they continue to talk about, and get a good information.
What they would do is, they've been so reckless in depleting the thing. I thought they meant it when they said they'd buy it back. The people who are buying it for the government apparently are like, we'll take a little.
And they don't want to move up gasoline prices, because obviously that hurts the consumer. It shows up in CPI, which is a big reading there for inflation expectations. Meanwhile, it also maybe not surprising to see some of the muted action today. Jay Powell, Fed Chair Jay Powell, speaks tomorrow.
Right, speaks tomorrow. I mentioned last night on money. I mean, people probably don't want to go really big ahead of that. By the way, President Biden, let's give him another shout out. The rail strike. He's not going to allow it. He's going to go to Congress in 1992. It was a 2-day rail strike. It's too important for the economy. He helped write that pact with the rail, so I don't know why they would be disagreeing with it. But I'm just saying that the rails are doing well. Why? Okay, China, coal demand. I mean, there's just the same. I understand why people come. They're having great coal demand. I mean, like, fabulous coal demand. I think this stock is terrific. That would be the one I'd buy if I wanted. I like Norfolk Southern too, but I think the CSX is having a remarkable year. They're really beginning to have a next level customer care program that is bringing in new customers. Really terrific stock, though. Yep. Just not one we have.
Sure.
Just want to point that out.
Always a consideration for the bullpen.
All right, now, absolutely. By the way, absolutely, and a lot of it is, I mean, they're reopening coal mines everywhere because it just wasn't sunny enough in Germany to be able to make it so that they could go with solar. Not windy enough. Nobody's ready. They're all coal ready. They did not decommission the coal plants. They decommissioned the nuclear plant. You decommission the nuclear plant, you never put it back. Can't get back online. Disney. All right, so Bob Iger, in what we've been saying, is going to prioritize profit. Well, God love him.
Yep. He held his big town hall meeting yesterday, first one since being named CEO for again. And look, I think one thing, our approach to the stock here is we're looking to add. We still like it. Perhaps if it revisits those levels before the Iger announcement, like $92, if it washes those gains out,
because we'd have to be big.
Because we think he's going to be a much better CEO than what Chapek was.
I mean, one of the things, this was really the downfall of Chapek. I think Chapek made you feel comfortable about the amount of money that they were spending on content while they ramped up subscribers.
Yeah.
What it ended up being was the exact opposite. They weren't ramping up real subscribers. They were the subscribers were just, they weren't a loser, but they didn't make a lot of money.
Yeah. Look.
Hey guys, so I just want to let you know, I just want to time in here and let you know that you have to go with your gut most of the time. As I said before, this is a stock that Jim talked about, Disney, but it didn't really pan out a whole lot better. I think he bought it at 100, around 100, 110, 115, and you could see it's still down to $95. So be very careful. Go with your gut instinct. You have to look at the earning report and kind of decide for yourself. Just want to talk about oil. I said the investment club did buy some Devon yesterday, and I still think there is a great opportunity in oil. But my advice to you guys today is to stay the course. Don't try to do anything drastic. Look at China, but I wouldn't do anything. Tech, would hold off with tech. If I'm going to buy anything, it's going to be oil because you have that great dividend. Even though they bought Devon yesterday, it is still an opportunity because oil is not all the way back up where you could buy Devon. I like PXD, or you could buy Coterra, which is 50% gas, 50% oil. So you're getting play into the oil and gas. So you're getting both stuff there. So definitely consider buying that, guys. And if you're enjoying the content and you want to know exactly when a trade is made, you could join me on Patreon, guys. And if you're liking the video, please continue to comment, continue to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow where we give you another video, guys. But just try to hold the course, try to stay in cash, buy a little bit of oil. And what we don't want to do, we don't want to buy everything one time. So if you're going to buy 25 shares of a company, try buy 10 shares, wait for a pullback and buy another share. And don't get into your emotions. So if a stock that you want is up, please don't buy it right now. Kind of wait for a pullback. As Jim said, he do like STZ, which is the beer company. I think it's great, but I still think I would wait for a pullback to get it. I don't have that in my portfolio also. I'm waiting for a pullback. So guys, please comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.